What's up, my fitness family? My name is Brent Casmer. This is BKPT, also known as Brent Casmer Personal Training. And I have an awesome topic for you. I have 3 exercises to get ripped V-cut abs fast. I know, that sounds awesome, doesn't it? It is. So I'm going to show you 3 exercises that I love and I know definitely help to get that great definition in your abs. But first and foremost, subscribe, mash that notification bell, and don't forget to show me some love, give me some likes, all right? So, and then also pass these videos on to people that you feel would also benefit from them, all right? So not only am I going to tell you the exercises, real quick, are you ready? We're going to do a weighted decline cable sit-up, a cable double crunch, and cable knee ups, all done in the cable machine. But at the same time, I'm going to show you different variations. If you don't have a cable machine, guess what? It's okay. You can still partake in these 3 wonderful exercises. All right, so I'm going to start off with the decline cable sit-up first. Then I'm going to move into the cable knee ups, and then I'm going to move into the cable double crunch. So I got the decline bench set up here, and if you're in a cable machine or if you're in any type of machine and you're rolling something in there, always make sure it's perfectly centered so that way you're not obviously going off and hurting yourself in some stupid manner. So like I said, I'm going to first start off with this cable one. So I got the cable here. I'm going to get into position, putting my feet up and over. And the best thing, why do you even want to do this? So it's about taking a hard exercise, which is the decline sit-up, and making it harder and getting different variations to make it more difficult to challenge your abs even more so that way they get deeper cuts. So if you don't know much about the Flexlines, these are the Flexlines. They're all done by air compression. If you don't have Flexlines and you're using just cables, it's just makes it a little more challenging getting into it. So you would just take the cable bar and pulling it over, and then we're just going to sit up with it. So, and with the cable machine, you're able to push straight forward. So the biggest thing when using cables, you want to make sure your arms are locked, or anytime you're holding weight on a decline bench, your arms are locked. You're not pushing this as you sit up. So you're not trying to use momentum. You want to make sure you're doing the exercise properly so that way, obviously you're getting the most out of it. So blowing out, sitting up, and good control on the way down. So when you're doing these exercises, also you got to think about why you make it more difficult, why you challenge yourself, why you make it heavier. It's because you don't have to do as many repetitions. So at the end of the day, it's about time and time-saving strategies to get the most out of this. So as you get stronger, as you get better at this stuff, the only way to challenge yourself is by making these things harder, heavier, and like all those things. So that was the cable. Saw me, I was holding it straight forward. Elbows are locked, pushing that bar straight forward. Now I'm going to show you with a barbell. So if you have a barbell, you don't have the cable machine, you're going to take the barbell, flip it up to your shoulders, walk forward onto the decline bench, and we're going to lay down. So like you saw with the cables, I had them straight forward. With the barbell, you're aiming this straight up. So keeping your arms locked, sitting straight up with it, good control on the way down. So those are 2 different variations of the same exercise. If you don't have a barbell, you can do the same thing with a dumbbell. A lot of times people are like, I don't have a heavy enough weight with dumbbells. Then just use 2 of them, okay? So same thing, flipping it up to your shoulder just like you did with the bar, laying down, and we're going to be sitting straight up with this. So same thing, straight up, elbows are locked, blowing out, good control. So great exercise is the way to decline sit up. If you do have a heavy enough single dumbbell, I like holding it with the V grip, just giving you different variations so that way you can, get the best out of this. So if you feel a little bit uneasy holding a barbell or holding 2 dumbbells and you have a heavy enough single dumbbell, then just holding it in that V hand grip, good control, sitting up towards the ceiling, and keeping those elbows locked and good control on the way down. So it's all about proper form. If you're not doing it right, you're not going to get the most out of it anyway. So make sure you're doing it proper form first. Make sure you build yourself up into this exercise. So if you're a beginner, don't be grabbing some barbells and dumbbells and doing your first decline sit-up with a weight just because you saw a video about getting V-cut abs fast. It's about doing it right, staying injury-free, building yourself up into these exercises, and then obviously making them more difficult. All right. So all of that was good information for the first exercise. So that was exercise number 1. We're moving into exercise number 2, which is going to be the knee ups. So I'm going to give you a couple different variations for these knee ups as well. So that way, if you don't have the cables and you don't have bands, you don't feel left out. Because I love you. You can do this. All right. So, lighten this up a little bit. All right. So, I'm going to take this bar out. So if you're using a cable machine, you want to make sure you take these cables straight across, hooking the carabiners together. Carabiners are these hooks. All right. So we're going to take those carabiners, hooking them together. We're going to put our arms through. I almost said legs through them. No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to put our arms through these straps. Grabbing this handle in my hands. So you would choose your weight on the selectorized machine. If you have selectorized plate weight, I'm using the cable here. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit so I can always add. So you want to make sure your elbows are fully through these straps, okay? You want to make sure the back of the straps near your armpit. And then I just literally wrap my fingers on just for, just security. You don't have to. You can keep them in front of you. It's just preference. So you're going to hook those toes underneath the cables, keeping those elbows driven down, and you're just going to roll your knees up towards your elbows. Exhaling as you're pulling those knees up. Try not to swing too much. So you want to always make sure you have that right weight on there. Do a couple first. Then change the weight. Making sure it's heavy enough for you. So that would be how you would do it with a cable. Same thing, if you use the resistance band, you would just tie the resistance band to both sides. Or you can loop it around and use a carabiner to hold them together. Same thing, if you don't like that approach, you can use a kettlebell, loop the kettlebell through the band. The reason I like bands and cables is because that resistance is consistent the whole time. Alright, so it's consistent. It even makes it more difficult as you pull it tighter and further away from where the origin is. So, dumbbell knee ups. So you would take a dumbbell, placing it on the ground. If you're really hardcore, you can hold it between your toes. No, I'm just kidding. So you would take the dumbbell, placing it on the ground. So you're holding that with your feet, shoes, and just rolling those knees up towards your elbows. Driving those knees or elbows down as you drive your knees up. Alright, so that would be using the dumbbell. So that's the knee up, weighted knee ups. The cables preference, that was one of the two of the three exercises. One of the two of the three. So it's one of the three exercises that I liked and preferred to get to that V-cut abs. And you guys know what that V-cut abs is. It's just how they're defined down into, your shorts or pants. So cable knee ups, dumbbell knee ups, or resistance band knee ups are a few different variations of that exercise. The last and most nasty, drum roll please, is the double cable crunch. And it is just as nasty as it sounds. So, let me show you a couple variations first before getting into the double cable crunch. The double cable crunch sounds kind of funny actually. So where's my other handles at? There they are. So I'm gonna hook 2 handles behind me. I'm gonna throw a pad down on this box because I'm old and my bony back and tailbone kind of hurts when it hits it. So on the other side, I'm gonna just hook these 2 carabiners together on this side because it's a double-sided. If you don't have a 2-sided carabiner on the one, you can either A, make a loop, put your foot in it. You can use one of these straps, just putting this onto the end of the carabiner so that way you have something to hook your feet into. I'm sure, just get creative, make something. You can use a belt. So we're gonna hook our feet into here, grab our hands in there. All this is all these exercises are like, it's a knee up, but just adding to it to make it harder. So this would be your full crunch, or AKA suitcase crunch. So you're just kind of crunching your hips and your shoulders together. But see how proper that is? I couldn't do 50 of these. I'd be crying. If you've seen some of my videos, I'm sure you've seen me cry. So I hate doing abs. But obviously it's important. It's a good foundation for you. So that's a great crunch. Keeping that back flat on the mat, and you're just crunching your shoulders towards your knees. To make it one step harder without adding the weight to it would be doing a tabletop crunch. So all you'd be doing is laying on top of a Bosu ball. Normally I would do this on the floor, just increasing the danger level here. Lay on it, balancing on it. So you want to make sure you get good balance. So feet are up in the air, arms are behind you, and you're literally just crunching together. So that would be your tabletop crunch. So that's a step up from just the full crunch with no weight. I'm sure you can do a tabletop crunch holding on to the cables too, but I'm not there yet. So I'm sure my son would call me like, you're a pro or you're a something. He's got the different levels of video gaming, man. It's pretty funny. So here we go. All right, so I got 2 handles in the back here. I got my straps right here. So all I'm going to do is put my feet in this cable, and I'm going to climb this post up. Okay? So climbing the post up, so your feet are above your knees. That's the crucial point. So feet are above the knees, arms are going to be straight in front of you. Now we're going to elevate, pull away from that post, and we're in position. So you're just crunching your shoulders towards your knees. Again. Blowing out. Sucking that core in tight. Oh, those are nasty, man. Those are really, really good. So I'm sure if you guys are watching this video and you're looking to up your ab game, this is definitely a nasty exercise you will fall in love with. I look forward to some likes. Show me some love when you like this video and you see some of these exercises. So those are just different variations. 3 main exercises. And I'll tell you what, those are 3 exercises that for sure will definitely make a good dent on getting that V-cut abs fast. So you're going to be getting ripped and shredded on this. But guess what? Let me tell you right now. If you're not eating right and you're not at the right body fat percentage, at the end of the day, there ain't going to be no abs showing. Not to say you can't work them. Not to say you can't make them stronger. Not like to say you can't be a bad mamma jamma, by crushing your abs. But at the same time, they're not going to show if you don't eat right. And I got tons of videos on here how to make it fast and easy. If you're looking to work with somebody, you're looking to, just take all the guesswork out of it and trying to dig and try to find what's going to work for you. I have the plans that work. I've created, the 7-figure body blueprint, which includes, the Ignite meal planning system that I had coined, and also my Accelerate PT method. So the fastest ways to get in the tip-top shape, feeling great, looking looking like that entrepreneur, that $1 million man. So, that's a lot. Love ya. Hope you guys like this video. Like I said, subscribe, mash that notification bell, and I will see you in the next episode.